there, amazing ones, and welcome to day 28 of this 40-day challenge that I'm on, choosing love over fear every single day, in the hope that I can deliver some sort of inspiration or positive message that will inspire you to just get to your next level wherever you are in life, to break through any limitations that may be holding you back, or just get you thinking about, these particular topics that are happening in my life, and why I share them is not only for me to just share of myself and practice my own vulnerability and growth and all of that good stuff, but also, in order to just give you something to think about and apply to your life, or an idea or a concept or a question, just a different lens or a vantage point to actually just look into your own journey right now, your own empowerment journey, and see what you might be able to see differently based on just kind of opening up the door to all of these different conversations that we're having every single day. So I, as always, love for you guys to participate in these conversations. I love engaging with you guys here. So please do drop your comments and your questions, your words of wisdom, like I ask every single day. I always love hearing your unique perspectives, your unique experiences with these topics, and it really does help and support others on the journey when they hear different examples, what's going on in other people's lives, and make us feel like, it's not just us struggling with our own challenges, but actually like it's just part of the human experience, and there's a bunch of other amazing individuals in the world who are looking to empower themselves, to lead themselves, and, to create their life on their terms. So, like I said, drop me some comments and I want to hear who's here, and then I'll just drop into today's subject. And then at the end, I'm going to definitely check in with you guys and say hi. All right. So quick hi before we jump in. I've got Linda and Joshi and Maha and Bill. Awesome to see each and every one of you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Always grateful to see your coming back. I was going to say your faces, but sometimes I don't see the faces. But really good to have you guys here. So today's topic is feeling low? ? So just think, maybe in your life right now you're feeling a bit low. Maybe you're having a bit of a low day like I was having yesterday, which I'm going to use as a bit of an example for today's topic. Or just for the next time you feel low, just keep this kind of conversation in mind, because when you're feeling low, it's even more important to actually follow through on your inspired commitments. And I'm going to break this down a little bit, because oftentimes in our lives we're feeling low because we're committing ourselves to things that actually aren't inspiring, and that is not what we're talking about here today. All right? If you're feeling low consistently, you probably want to check on those commitments to see where they're coming from, to see whether they're coming from this inspired, totally aligned, authentically driven place, versus all the things you think you should do in order to be seen or approved or validated by the external world, or you're living somebody else's values, right? And that, when we feel low because we're living somebody else's values, or we're living in the world of shoulds and musts rather than what's coming from that really deeply inspired place, then your feeling low is actually an alert that's here to help you and support you and wake you up from the wrong path, all right? So that is a very different feeling low. So my invitation for you guys today is, when you do explore when you're feeling low, to check in, to make sure, is what I am committing to in my life, is what I'm making my life all about right now, is it actually being consciously created from an inspired place, Or is it just a bunch of things I think I should do because I'm actually really unclear? I don't know. Somebody said that this should be a good path for me, so I just went down that path. And I know that one real well. It's actually completely exhausting. And you're meant to get exhausted when you go down that path because it's an alert system to say, hey, wake up. You're not inspired and you're not filling your life with things that are aligned with you. So let's get some clarity and some direction and go from there, right? It's almost like the universe is stopping you down a path that's not leading you towards your own evolution, towards the exploration of your own authenticity that you have the pulse of through your own inner inspiration, and nobody else can give that to you, right? So sometimes that is the reason why you're feeling low. But what I'm talking about today is when you are knowing that you're filling your schedule and what you're doing with absolutely aligned and inspired things. And this is where I'm going to use myself as a... Yesterday, if you guys watched my live, you might have noticed, if you know me a little bit, I was incredibly low on energy yesterday. Now, there's all sorts of reasons why we could be low on energy. Physiologically, right? Like mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all the realms, right? There can be different reasons why we might be feeling low. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, right? So, oops. Can you guys hear me? Just something came up with my audio, but can you just drop me a comment? Let me know that you can actually hear my words. Because it wanted me to restart for a second. I lost the connection a little bit. So just drop me a comment. Can you hear me or can you not hear me? Look. I don't know, guys. Can you hear me? Oh, cool. All right. So we'll just cut that little chunk out for a moment and we're going to come back. And so I'm talking about yesterday. I was feeling quite low on energy. Multiple reasons why we could have that low energy. Thank you, guys. Appreciate the messages that you can hear me now. Awesome. So when we are feeling in that low energy, we need to realize that you are a system that fluctuates, that changes. You're you go through cycles, you go through seasons, as nature does. You are nature, you're part of this realm, right? So to expect ourselves to be at the heights of inspiration and energy and all of that, every single moment of every single day will burn you out just trying to be like that, right? So we really need to recognize that we are going through seasons and cycles within our own system. And when we are feeling low, it's not a time to just completely stop if you've got things that you're committed to that are inspiring. This is the growth for all of us. I don't know if you've felt low in your life and you stop doing the things that you're inspired by, right? Because you think, oh no, I don't have the energy, right? So you don't go and do the commitment that was inspired and you set for yourself. And then you feel terrible about that because you've fallen off the wagon and you lose the energy and the momentum towards your goals and the things that inspire you, right? Now, I'm not talking about just pushing on through and denying how you feel. What I'm talking about, and this has been a major growth path in my own life, is staying true to your commitments to the best of your ability in the season that you're in. Okay, so using the example of yesterday I was feeling incredibly low. I had a huge week of training. My body was tired, and then of course, if you watch my live yesterday, you also saw that. I was driving up a mountain and the car actually conked out, power went out and pulled over to the side of the road. and we had to wait for like 3 hours in the middle of nowhere, and we hadn't eaten anything all day as well. We were on our way to this lunch, and we'd been fasting all day and all the rest of it, and I was so depleted and exhausted, had to wait for a tow truck to arrive and all of these things, right, that were happening. And I was feeling really low, and it would have been really easy, and my battery was about to die on my phone, so I had all the excuses in the world not to follow through on my commitment to this challenge, to just jump on a live. I think my live yesterday was like 5 minutes. Like, how could I not make that happen if I knew that it was something that I committed to from a place of inspiration? And despite feeling low, when I felt low, it's easy to chuck in the towel, but then I would have felt like it would have cost me the momentum that I'm building in my own life to stay true to what inspires me, to show up to my commitments. And what I did, instead of just being all or nothing, I just showed up to the best of my capacity yesterday, right? Didn't have to be for long. I didn't have any crazy rules, right? I was feeling depleted, but I showed up anyway, right? And yeah, it didn't feel like the best ever live that I've ever done, right? But that doesn't matter. What matters, when you're really being compassionate and nurturing of yourself, and having that motherly love within yourself, right? Where you can hear yourself, you can have compassion and understanding, and all of that beautiful stuff. I also brought some more of the fatherly love, which is, okay, we've got the motherly love, understanding and compassion, and the fatherly love. There's a commitment here, and this is what you're inspired by, and this is your potential, right? So I'm lovingly encouraging you to step into your potential here. Okay, and so that combination of those parts within our own system, the motherly love will just say, oh, don't worry about it, darling. Like, just go relax, just sit on the couch and do nothing, and don't worry about your commitments. And by itself, that can be pretty depleting, right? Because you'll go off your course, right? You'll just go and take care and just succumb to that one-sidedness. Versus if the fatherly love within you is, or the masculine energy is just the pusher, it'll deny your feelings, deny your reality, and make the experience like this thing that you have to do rather than you get to do, and sap yourself of the joy and the energy that comes from that inspired place. So what you want to do is combine forces and get these two parts within you working together, where you honor your experience and you have compassion and understanding. And you also just say, show up as your best today. Just stay committed, but show up in whatever your capacity is today is all you need, right? You don't have to be at your best. You just need to be your best today. Whatever capacity that is, just show up. All right? And so that is what I'm talking about. It's too easy to throw in the towel and just let the mother energy, all the feminine energy take over and take us off our momentous path when we're on, when we know that that's coming from an inspired place. And also you might fall on the other side where you're just too harsh and hard with yourself. And both polarities, both parts within you want the best for you. The difference is that by themselves, it's not actually the best for you. They actually need to combine forces and come into balance, and that is going to be the best for you. All right, so understanding that and building that awareness and having those parts work together for your higher self is what we ultimately want on our growth journey. But like I said at the beginning of this message, if you don't have clarity over what really inspires you, if you're still living in the world of shoulds and living to other people's values, and you're unclear and you're carrying all these burdens and trying to start things and stop things and all the rest of it, like, you have to start back there. That's really, when I work with clients, we go through a really intense first 12 weeks where we're literally just clearing your history, right? We're getting the timeline of your life and we're clearing out all the burdens, all the things that are covering up your authentic self and your connection to your inspiration. It's intense work, right? But what we do is once we clear the past, they're like anchors holding you back. So no matter how much you try to get inspired or get into a directive place, you actually just don't seem to be moving forward because you haven't actually cut the ties and the connection cords to the things that are holding you back in an empowered way, right? Where you get to integrate past experiences and become wiser, more discerning, and integrate those kind of childlike parts of you into your higher self, into your adult self. Once you get to that place, now you have clarity. Now you have direction. Now you can actually tap into inspiration with ease and flow and know who you authentically are and start directing your life from that place. But it takes that initial work, right? So if you are struggling with that, please do reach out to me. That is the work that I do. I love doing it, and we have to start from that place so that you can actually get about moving forward with momentum and progress and ease and flow because you've resolved your history and you get to step into the mystery available to you with excitement and joy and that untapped energy source of inspiration that we all have. We just gotta unravel what's holding it back. All right, so I definitely want to check in with you guys, and oh my gosh, I really got to run. I know I say this every day, but I got in my flow today with you guys, and I got to run to the gym. But I want to definitely check in and say hello to Linda and Joshi and Maha and Bill and Jared. Good morning, my friend. Hope you have a great day and weekend. Right back at you, my friend. Great to have you here. And Joanne's here. Awesome. And awesome. Jared, the 5-second rule. Yeah, that's a great one by Mel Robbins, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Yep, 100%. And Sanford's in the house. Great to see you. And Jared just recently got diagnosed with ADHD. It was tough to process it at first. However, I know I can use it to my advantage. Boom. I love your mindset and your perspective there. And making sure that labels don't limit you. They actually can certainly give some of us some clarity over why we might have been operating in certain ways. And then we get to know where we are on the map. And so we're more easily able to clarify where it is that we want to go. So I love that, Jared. That's awesome. And Michael's here as well. And Bill. 80% of life is showing up. Who hasn't said I don't feel like working out today? Then when it was over says I'm happy I did. Absolutely. What a perfect example, you know? So to be able to show up in whatever your best is, whatever your capacity is right now, don't expect yourself to be in the season of heights all the time. Know that you are part of nature. You have your own seasons. Just show up exactly like Bill's saying and use whatever example applies to you. But yes, 100%. Who hasn't felt better after working out? I love that. And yes, love it, Sanford. And Bill, every day is an opportunity to recreate your life. Absolutely. New beginnings happening moment to moment, so it's never too late. I love that, Bill. And Linda, working hard and showing up, feeling good and positive, but getting some criticism from others that hurts. But thinking, keeping going, be authentic and be kind. Absolutely, Linda. And look, you're a human being. We are relational creatures. It definitely can hurt when people are critical of us, particularly when we really value our relationships with those people. And so that's part of the work, right? One thing that I like to say is, and live by, is it's not personal, it's personal developmental, right? I live by that. So when I feel something hurts me, I can own that and acknowledge that, and then I can turn the mirror to myself and go, what is that unmet need? What would I have loved to hear instead from that person? And how can I meet that need for myself? And then you might want to have a conversation with that person if they're important to you in your life and that relationship as well. But I hope that helps. I got to run. So much love coming to each and every one of you guys. I really appreciate you guys showing up to these lives, giving me an opportunity to speak from my heart and my own inspiration. I really hope that any of these messages support you, serve you, add something to you. That's why I show up. And yeah, from the bottom of my heart to you, thank you. All right, and great, awesome, Linda. So much love coming to each and every one of you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 29. All right, mwah. Oh, and I will say hi to Tim too. Thanks, Jared. All right, bye, guys.